are you? It's Margot Mesri, your heartfelt CFO. I am super excited to be here with you. I don't know. Okay, this is live. Awesome. I am super excited to be here with you live. I have wanted to come live and talk about New Year's resolutions. Um, I don't know about you, but looking through social media, I mean, isn't it a little bit much scrolling through social media? Everybody has these New Year's resolution videos and they have these New Year resolution goals. And this new thing that everybody has is that they have this old version of 2022 and then they're going into 2023 like this new revived person that didn't exist in 2022. And I'm here to tell you that that type of process is not sustainable and not consistent to be able to really get new results and have something different in your life than what you've already had. I'm going to take a minute and just make sure that my social is working properly because there's some type of and just make sure that my social is working properly because okay, that's awesome. So it's not sustainable to be like end of year, yay, let me change, let me do a new hairdo, let me put on a new necklace or a new pair of glasses, and then all of a sudden 2023 is going to be different. I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to make more money. Every day when you wake up, you have that chance to have that opportunity to reach your goals and to reach a new height in life. Now, I have this inner critic system, I'm going to call it, of questions that I ask myself that I've compiled over the years that I ask myself to reflect on my year, how I've done. And I become really, really honest with myself. And I'm going to share some of the questions, not all of the questions, of what I ask myself to be able to have a sustainable income for the business every year. Now, as a business owner doing this close to 20 years, I become responsible. I become responsible for my following. I become responsible for my clients. I become responsible for my team, the apps, all of these different things that come. Personally, my children to support them. And we all know, all of you who follow me, you know that I'm very proud mom of two young adults. They're not even children, they're real grown adults. And, they have needs. And every time a child or an adult walks out the door, they need money, real money. And they don't even realize what it costs the life of living. My daughter the other day was going somewhere, and like in the morning it was like $50, another minute it was like $150, and before you know it, it adds up. And as a single divorced mom, and being able to do these things has become such a pleasure for me to see that I can do it and to see their faces. I consider it a honor and a real pleasure of mine that I can do this for my kids. And I'm sharing this because as parents, we sometimes get very nervous about the process, or when they want something and think that they're entitled. However, the level of what they're entitled to is what we subject them to and how we step into that process. Now, I've also personally been learning this past year, not only just because of divorce, but also just as a parent, when you have older children, older needs, you need to grow as a person, which is me, to parent differently when you have older children. Now, as a mom, you don't have this rule book when you decide to be a mom. You decide to have children because it's something that you wanted, and you make a decision together with your partner. And it's something that is not necessarily a journey that you can buy. You can ask people for advice, but lots of times it's something that it's intuition, and it's the best decision you see possible. So, um, what I've noticed is the most important in this business for people is to make money. It's cash flow, right? I've been doing tax, accounting, money, bookkeeping, business strategy, all of these years. And lately, what's screaming to me is people learning how to make money, the skill of making money. And if I tell you, the skill of making money is what kept me alive during my divorce. Now, I say that because as a woman, it's like pre designed that you will not make a great living. You will possibly live in a rental, which is not the end of the world. You can live in a shelter after a divorce, being honest out here. You know, you can live on a couch with somebody and, be in a situation where you're sharing things and you don't have your own when you used to live this life. All of these different possibilities come up. So wherever you are on this map, and if you're listening to the replay, or if you're live, or if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome it to everybody in all of these situations. So the first question I want to share with you of questions that I ask myself, and I want to share this with you so that when you look at social media, you don't get the wrong impression. You get this idea that it's being real, and you can be real with yourself every dang day. And it's a process of closing out your day, which I do this with my coaching clients and even my accounting clients, because I'll tell you, at the end of my day, my inbox is pretty full. And if I don't clear out what came in, by the time I leave my desk, something is already there that it can pile up for the next day, or I forget it. You know, even like today, I was going to end earlier in my day, and then I find myself, thank God, with clients, new clients coming in, follow-up clients that want appointments, and different things coming up that I want to do. So let's get started on these questions that I want to share with you so that you can have this reflection or end of year process so that you can have a great 2023. The first question is in what ways did I grow this year? Now, you're probably like, what do you mean, in what ways did I grow? I made money. I'm alive. I paid my bills. All great questions. But be honest with yourself. What ways did you grow? And then how did you grow? The how is important because when you see and you can document and track the trail of how you grew, that is the trail that you will take to continue that process. Because when you get in these moments of like anxiety, or when you get into these moments of not knowing what to do, and you have these questions, you can go back to that inner reflection. So the first question is in what ways did I grow, and how did I grow? If you're watching this live or replay, feel free to hit pause so that in the momentum you can answer these questions. And if you find yourself stuck but you just want to write down something, do it. And make sure to finish this after. The next question is what should have gone differently? Now, anytime you should all over yourself, it's almost like a belief or an expectation of yourself. And when you have belief and expectation of yourself, you set yourself up for almost like disappointment, because it may not happen the way you want it. It also can happen better than what you expect. And a lot of people don't think that way. Their brain is automatic to think that something bad is going to happen. They don't think that something is good. When I woke up this morning, I thought my day ended at a certain time, and I open up my email and I look at my messages, and I have a bunch of clients looking for appointments, and I'm blessed with things to take care of for client prospects and internal and all of these things. So we have to open ourselves to possibilities, and keep yourself that top of mind, possibilities, options. So the second question is what should have gone differently? Now, even though I totally took apart the should have, you still in your mind, how you think, write that down of what should have gone differently. And follow that trail. Let your mind jot it down. Jot it down and journal it, because you want to understand where your thought process is so that you can take that process and unravel it and recreate where you want to go from there. The next question is what areas was I successful? Give yourself credit. A lot of us don't do this. We don't give ourselves credit of what areas we were successful. If any of you listen to my previous lives, I give myself like this little dance every time I pay my mortgage, Because again, as a single divorced woman and a mom of two, paying my mortgage every month to me is a big deal. Outside of what I pay my team and all of those things, but I was used to that before. Taking on an asset of such value and such size was a thing for me that it took different levels to get used to. So for me, one of the things that I keep top of mind is that I paid 12 months of mortgage and I kept a roof over my head. There's a lot more to that, but I'm just giving you ideas that it's not just about, you know, income goals, making money, paying taxes. There's underlying things within each of these to think about that are important, because those little things, they build on each other for a bigger momentum, and has, as the title of this video, has helped me sustain a six-figure business and a six-figure income consistently each year with being honest with myself. Now, when you see what you've done top of mind to be successful, you want to keep that top of mind. Now, those actions that you've done to be successful, not only do you want to keep them top of mind, you want to see how you built them in your activity every day and every week, every month, that how that's built in if you need to do more of that. So now when you see the question of in what ways did I grow and what should I have done differently, it's going to start to connect the dots. The last question is what are my distractions? Now, lots of times people don't hit the income goals. Sometimes they don't hit the income goals because they just do a hairy, scary goal, and because that's what their mentor said, or they just decided to pull a number out of a hat or some type of thing like that. I personally set income goals that are more realistic until today, and I think this year I'm not completely set on my 2023 on my plans, but I possibly will step into a bigger goal this year because I feel I can. There's more space in my life with a lot of things that have happened that I can. Now, why am I saying that? Is because when you know what your distractions are and what you can do about them, you have to think about what you can do about them. And sometimes distractions, people say, ignore them. They're just trying to bother you, and these types of things. But no, 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 my friends. Distractions, when they keep coming up, keep coming up, keep coming up, it means that you have to look into them. It means that you have to look into them and see what you need to do to solve them so that they don't creep into your life every day. And I'll tell you, from a personal experience, there was things last year that I wasn't attaining to, right? Now, a lot of people don't talk about the things that they don't do. They talk about the things that they do because they just want the cheerleader hat and the yay and all of those things. And when I did this evaluation on myself of the things that were my distractions, I realized how much of a toll it was taking on me personally and physically and emotionally. Because anything that takes a toll on you, it's emotional and physical, no matter how you cut it. And most people ignore it. But I decided to take action on those things that were distractions, and those are the reasons why I can step in bigger in 2023 into things that I thought were for other people and not for myself. One of those things was rebranding my firm to the new name Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services, which is growing the firm in a different way for how everybody has been asking, and we've already been doing. And a lot of exciting things are coming your way with that. More content on Facebook, some great content we have coming. The website is being updated. Our internal copywriter, I've been working with him and our team. It just so many good things. Now, getting back to the distractions, it is so important to understand your distractions because let's say, for instance, you have a dog, right? I'll tell you, I have a dog. His name is Comet. And I'll be honest with you, when I adopted Comet for myself and my daughter, I did not realize how much work a dog was. Now, a lot of people gave me a heads up. I didn't pay attention or was in tune as well as I should have. I now personally have made decisions with my dog so that he gets the care that he needs and we can still have him so that it doesn't seep into my day like it was before. And it was seeping into my day not for a bad reason. It just was I was a dog owner who really had no idea what she was doing. I just had no idea. I had a lot of friends that I just kept tapping into, and now I created a plan. But those were the distractions that I realized were taking a toll into things that he needed to get better care than what he was getting, and it's part of the process. Now, distractions could be family, it could be friends, it could be cooking prep. For me, I love to cook my own food. It used to be having someone do it, or used to be buying food. At this point in my life, I prefer to prepare. My children help. My daughter, and specifically, she loves it, and it's something that I've used to, to do after work and different things. Um, so, um, with these questions, it becomes an inner reflection to grow from the core. It's not just growing from the top line where everybody wants to, with like another funnel or another system or another sponsored ad. When you grow from the core as a person, as a human, and as a being, because how you do one thing and how you do another is how you're going to grow. Now, if you want to grow to seven figures and beyond, or whatever it is, these questions are going to take you above and beyond. Now, I'm going to invite you to do it by yourself. Feel free to give me the results. I cannot wait to hear them. If you are hearing this by email, hit reply and let me know. If you are doing this live, if you are shy and you don't want to comment, hit me through DM. I would love to. And if you want to do this together in a private session, DM me and let me know so that we can talk more. As always, any questions, let me know. And if you have any needs, bookkeeping, accounting, tax, CFO, feel free to get on my calendar. Lately, I've been putting my text. People have been liking that versus my scheduling link. I try both to see what everybody likes. Again, I hope you enjoyed this live. And if these questions were helpful, please let me know. As always, we always look for likes, loves, and emojis and all of these things. And if there's a friend out there that you think who would like this video, tag them, share it, so that we can all help everybody grow, help them with their goals, and make 2023 another great year. Not the great year, another great year. Because the years before brought you here, and we got to reflect on the past to help where you are with the current, and all those steps matter. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and any questions, as always, let me know. Bye.